One of the most common misconceptions is that as men grow older, their value in the dating world diminishes. In reality, quite the opposite is true. Many social studies show that when men age well and take care of themselves, they often become more desirable, with the dating dynamic shifting in their favor. More and more women, especially younger women, start seeking their company. This is not a new phenomenon. Throughout history, women have been drawn to older men, particularly those in their middle years. But what exactly do younger women find appealing in older men? Let's explore the key differences and the signs that reveal their interest. First, it's important to understand the contrast between older and younger men. You may have heard the saying that men are all the same, only their faces change. While there is some truth to that in certain ways, anyone who has spent time around an older man knows there's something different about how he approaches life. As men age, their priorities tend to shift. What was once about fun and fleeting experiences often becomes more about finding meaning and purpose. Older men think about building something lasting, a legacy. This mindset is rare among younger men, who are often focused on short-term goals, still discovering who they are and what they want. Women pick up on this shift in mindset and naturally gravitate toward men who are clear about their path in life, know what they want, and have the confidence to pursue it. A key reason for this attraction can be found in biological programming. Women, at some point, often develop a deep, instinctive desire to create a family. Raising children requires stability and resources, both of which are not always plentiful with a younger man still figuring out his place in the world. It's not just about financial stability, it's about emotional and mental readiness to provide a secure environment where new life can flourish. Many women are not looking for a partner to struggle through life with. They want someone who has already faced life's challenges and emerged stronger. Someone who can offer a sense of security, peace, and reassurance. That's why, rather than opting for a younger man who may still be uncertain about his responsibilities, they may seek the company of an older man who has proven he can weather the storms of life. So, if you've been putting in the work, building yourself up over the years, know that many younger women are naturally drawn to that strength, stability, and wisdom. But how can you tell if a woman is ready to date an older man? There are several signs, and they often reveal themselves in subtle but unmistakable ways. Let's take a closer look at those signs and what they mean for you. Number 1. She seeks your insight and approval. This point may seem subtle at first, but it's essential to understand that many women naturally seek validation and approval from someone they admire or desire. This is a universal truth, regardless of age. Even when a younger man is in the picture, a woman will often show her respect by seeking his input and validation for her decisions. A clear example of this is when she's facing a choice or decision. Women, by nature, tend to avoid taking full responsibility for high-risk outcomes, often preferring to check their choices with someone they trust. In many cases, this person fulfills a role similar to the one her father may have played earlier in her life, a reflection of deep respect. Now you might think, doesn't this just mean she sees him as a good friend? Not necessarily. The idea that men and women can maintain a purely platonic friendship without deeper feelings emerging is often misleading. In most cases, one person develops feelings for the other. When a woman consistently seeks a man's opinion and trusts his guidance, it's often a sign she sees him as more than just a friend. She desires that leadership, a quality she typically reserves for someone she views as a romantic partner. Many older men miss these cues, assuming the woman sees them as a mentor or a wise figure. But mentorship is something younger men often seek from their elders. When a woman repeatedly shares her vulnerabilities with you, without being asked, she's signaling something deeper. This willingness to reveal her insecurities is a strong sign of trust and a desire for comfort, something she doesn't share with just anyone. Understanding these nuances can help you recognize when a woman is expressing interest, even if she's doing so in subtle ways. Before we continue, I've been getting a lot of comments and questions lately about offering one-on-one coaching sessions, and I'm excited to announce that it's finally happening. If you've been looking for personalized guidance to improve your dating life, this is your chance. In my one-on-one coaching sessions, I'll guide you step by step through every stage of building a successful relationship. From confidently approaching a woman and starting a conversation, to crafting texts that genuinely get her excited to meet you. I'll show you how to turn those dates into a meaningful relationship, make her your girlfriend, and if that's your goal, even teach you how to keep the spark alive after marriage. Together, we'll tackle the challenges so you can create a relationship that truly lasts. I know that everyone's situation is unique, which is why these coaching sessions are tailored specifically to your needs. Whether you're struggling with confidence, unsure of what to say, or need help keeping a long-term relationship strong, I've got you covered. Now, I've included a link in the video description to a form. Fill it out and I'll personally review your application. If you're a good fit, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, let's get back to the video. Number 2, she consistently seeks opportunities to be with you. This next point is universal, but it remains one of the most reliable indicators of attraction. People naturally gravitate toward those they desire, often seeking to spend more time with them as a way of building a connection. One of the clearest signs that a woman is interested in you is her willingness to invest time and effort into being in your company. You may notice her going out of her way to be around you or to stay in touch. This might include finding excuses to spend time together or communicating more frequently, sometimes even bending the truth to those around her just to make time for you. She might also reveal some of her vulnerabilities in subtle ways, using them as a means to draw you closer and create a deeper sense of intimacy. The reality is simple. When someone consistently makes an effort to be with you, it's often a sign of genuine interest. However, for older men, this can sometimes feel more complicated due to societal expectations and the judgments others may place on relationships with significant age differences. Comments and opinions from those around you might make the dynamic seem more challenging than it actually is. But despite these obstacles, when her communication increases and her efforts to be near you become more frequent, it's a clear signal of attraction and her desire to be closer to you. Recognizing these signs allows you to focus on her intentions rather than getting caught up in the noise of external opinions. Number 3, she playfully teases you about your age. Another powerful way younger women often show interest in older men is through playful banter. While teasing can be a universal sign of attraction, it carries unique significance in the context of an age dynamic. When she makes lighthearted jokes about your age, it's often her way of testing your maturity and sense of humor. It's an invitation for you to respond in kind, showing that you're comfortable in your own skin and confident enough to handle the teasing. This playfulness is a positive sign. Think about it. When a woman first meets someone, her demeanor is often more reserved, neutral, and guarded. But as she begins to develop feelings, she becomes more playful and relaxed around that person. It's a subtle yet powerful shift that signals growing comfort and attraction. For older men, these jokes might focus on your age, your career, or even comments about how old you seem. While these jabs may appear to be harmless teasing on the surface, they often hint at a deeper connection. The key is not to take them too seriously. Instead, embrace the humor and engage with it. Any healthy relationship, especially in its early stages, the so-called honeymoon phase, thrives on a balance of lightness and fun. Humor plays a crucial role in building that connection. By being open to her teasing, you show that you're not only mature, but also approachable and capable of enjoying life's lighter moments. So if you notice her playfully teasing you, take it as a good sign and enjoy the back and forth. It's her way of drawing closer to you. Number 4. She mentions how guys her age tend to be immature. If she's younger than you, it's almost certain she's had experiences with men her own age. Just like men, women explore different partners to understand what suits them best. When she openly criticizes or dismisses men her age, it could fall into one of two categories. On one hand, she might have had negative experiences and feels frustrated. But more often than not, it's a subtle way of signaling that she desires someone older and more mature, someone who offers what younger men cannot. Many men overlook this. They hear her complaints but fail to recognize the underlying message. However, when you notice her making such remarks, take it as an opportunity. It's a quiet invitation, indicating that she's looking for something different. By picking up on this cue, you can respond in a way that shows you understand and share her perspective. It's important to remember that women often communicate indirectly. Rather than outright declarations, they use passive-aggressive or subtle cues to convey their feelings. So, when she bashes other men or makes comments that seem out of place, she may be testing the waters, gauging your response to see if you're on the same wavelength. Based on your reaction, she will use her intuition to determine whether you share her interest. By staying attuned to these signs and responding thoughtfully, you demonstrate that you understand the nuances of communication. This not only shows maturity, but also reinforces her perception of you as someone self-assured and capable of engaging on a deeper level. Number 5. She stands up for your age in front of others. If you and the woman you're seeing have a significant age difference, it's inevitable that people will make comments, especially from her side. As a man, you might notice that your friends often admire or even encourage the fact that you're dating someone younger. However, from a woman's perspective, the comments can sometimes be less supportive. She might hear remarks like, "Is he your sugar daddy?" or face similar judgments. When a woman truly desires an older man, she's often willing to stand up for him, even before you have a chance to defend yourself. This is a strong indication that her feelings for you are deepening. When she defends you in front of others, it shows she values the relationship and isn't easily swayed by outside opinions. A more telling sign comes when her friends begin to distance themselves because she's involved with an older man. While this can be a challenging situation, it reveals just how serious she is about you. If you step back and allow her to handle these situations on her own, without being needy or appearing insecure, you'll find she's more likely to follow her heart. The most genuine sign that she truly wants you is when she prioritizes the relationship over the opinions of others. When she chooses to stand by you despite social pressure, it speaks volumes about her commitment and the depth of her feelings. By giving her the space to make that choice, you demonstrate maturity and confidence, which only strengthens the bond between you. Number 6. She reveals signs of insecurity. One important thing to understand about a relationship with a significant age gap is that it's not just the difference in years, but also in life experience. To bridge that gap, she may often ask you questions about your life, particularly about your past relationships. It's important to recognize that women usually aren't curious about a man's past unless they're genuinely interested in him. If she starts probing into your relationship history, she's likely trying to gauge your level of experience and whether she can meet those expectations. This is where your response becomes crucial. To avoid stirring any insecurities, it's wise to be thoughtful and diplomatic in your answers. The goal is to reassure her while ensuring she doesn't feel inadequate or threatened by your past. When a woman is truly falling for you, one of the most telling signs is that she begins to distance herself from other men. Her focus shifts entirely towards you, and she cuts off other romantic options. This behavior often occurs earlier in relationships with older men, largely because of the sense of maturity and security she feels in your presence. You may notice that when you're out together, she no longer entertains attention from other men. In fact, she may completely ignore them, even if they try to flirt. This is a clear sign of respect and a strong indication that she is fully invested in you. In today's world, where hypergamous tendencies often dominate, this kind of devotion stands out as one of the most transparent signals that she desires to be with you and you alone. However, just because she's deeply committed doesn't mean you should become complacent. It's important to continue embodying the masculinity and confidence that drew her to you in the first place. Maintaining this balance, your strength alongside an awareness of her signals, is key to sustaining a healthy, fulfilling relationship. A connection built on mutual respect and understanding will always thrive. Number 7. She will test your confidence and composure. The timeless test, a scenario many men encounter without even realizing it. Women often use subtle tests to determine if a man is genuinely who he presents himself to be and to uncover any potential weaknesses. These tests may become more frequent as you enter a relationship, especially with a younger woman. At some point during your time together, she's likely to assess whether you can stand your ground. This might happen when she brings up her past dating experiences with men her own age. When she does, she's observing how you respond. Interestingly, women tend to initiate these conversations when everything is going well, aiming to gauge your reaction. So, how should you navigate this? The most effective approach is to practice stoicism. While stoicism is a broad philosophy, its core principles provide valuable guidance. It teaches us that some things are within our control, while others are not. Worrying or reacting emotionally to things beyond our control serves no purpose. Instead, it's wiser to focus our energy on what we can influence. By embodying this mindset, you demonstrate that such tests have little emotional impact on you, that your foundation remains steady regardless of the circumstances. She will notice this resilience, and it not only affirms her attraction to you, but can deepen it. Your composed response reassures her of your maturity and stability, qualities that are highly appealing and can significantly strengthen the connection between you. Number 8. She goes out of her way to do things for you. Women often invest their energy where they feel there will be something meaningful in return. This is a natural part of human behavior, even if it's a reality many overlook. One of the clearest signs that a woman is truly interested in you is when she begins to sacrifice her time to spend more of it with you. You might notice her making an effort to create opportunities for you to be together, whether that's through spontaneous plans, thoughtful surprises, or even adjusting her schedule. It's also common for her to send regular messages, texts, memes, or little check-ins throughout the day. While these gestures might seem casual on the surface, they're often her way of showing that you're on her mind, and that she's genuinely interested in deepening the connection. These efforts, although subtle, are significant. They reveal her willingness to invest in the relationship and prioritize your bond. When you recognize these signs, take a moment to appreciate the effort she's putting in. Her time and attention are powerful indicators of her growing attachment and her desire to build something meaningful with you. Number 9. She frequently emphasizes how much maturity matters to her. One key insight from psychology is that when someone begins to believe or accept something, they often seek external validation to reinforce that belief. In the context of a woman being interested in an older man, this behavior becomes evident when she frequently emphasizes how important maturity is to her in a relationship. She may also share similar justifications with friends and family, reassuring them, and herself, that the relationship makes sense. It's important to recognize that, in most cases, this isn't something you need to respond to directly. Her repeated mentions of maturity and validation are more about her reassuring herself than seeking confirmation from you. This process is natural and often described by psychologists as self-soothing behavior. As a mature man, it's essential to understand that this behavior is not a reflection of you, but a way for her to process and solidify her own feelings. Your role in these moments is to remain calm and composed, recognizing that her need for validation has little to do with your worth as a man. By understanding this dynamic, you can maintain your steadiness, knowing that her journey is about finding peace with her emotions, not questioning your value. Number 10. You become the one she confides in about everything. One of the most insightful ways to gauge if a woman truly trusts you is to observe how she acts during times of difficulty or hardship. When she's facing challenges, whether practical or emotional, she will naturally seek support from someone she believes has the wisdom and maturity to guide her. If she consistently turns to you in these moments, it's a strong indicator that she sees you as a reliable source of strength and guidance. You may notice her sharing what's bothering her without you even needing to ask. This is a clear sign that she feels secure and trusts you as a man. Women often look to the person they trust for answers or, at the very least, reassurance. However, it's important to approach these situations with balance. While offering support, only step in where you feel confident and comfortable. You don't need to solve every problem. Sometimes, simply being a steady presence in her life is enough. It's also essential to remember that emotions and perspectives can shift quickly. Maintaining a level of detachment can be your greatest asset. This doesn't mean being indifferent, but understanding that becoming overly invested can sometimes backfire if things don't work out. Keeping a calm, composed distance not only protects your emotional well-being, but also makes you appear more attractive and self-assured. Some might argue that a relationship requires giving it your all, but it's worth noting that over half of marriages end in divorce, and the rate is even higher for dating relationships. By maintaining your independence and not becoming overly attached, you present yourself as a strong, confident partner. Qualities that naturally draw people in and create healthier, more balanced connections. Number 11. She will seek to have control over your life. If a man holds his ground in the early stages of a relationship, He may notice that the woman often reveals her insecurities first. This is a natural dynamic in many relationships, where one partner tends to reach, while the other settles. The reacher is typically the more vulnerable and insecure partner. As the relationship progresses, you might observe her becoming increasingly curious about your actions, wanting to know where you are, what you're doing, and even attempting to limit your time with friends when she's not around. While this behavior might seem counterintuitive, it's often a reflection of her growing attachment and, in some cases, her insecurity. These behaviors can range from subtle to more overt. Some women may express their concerns gently, while others may react more dramatically. The key takeaway here is that when she shows signs of insecurity or vulnerability, it's often because she's deeply attracted to you. It may come across as a desire for more of your time and attention, but underneath it all, it's her way of revealing that she values the connection and fears losing it. It's important to recognize that her insecurities are a reflection of her emotional investment in the relationship. By understanding this dynamic and addressing it calmly, you can navigate the situation with confidence. Striking a balance between acknowledging her concerns and maintaining your own independence is crucial. This approach not only strengthens the relationship, but also reinforces your position as a grounded and steady partner. Number 12. She is going to sleep with you. In today's world, many men underestimate the significance of intimacy in a relationship and the profound impact it has on women. For most women, intimacy is not a casual act. When a woman decides to sleep with someone, it often carries emotional weight. If intimacy is treated lightly or happens too quickly without a genuine connection, it can be a red flag, suggesting a lack of serious intent on her part. Women by nature take on significant risks when they become intimate, as it places them in a vulnerable position both emotionally and physically. This vulnerability often means that when she chooses to be with you in this way, it's not just about the physical experience, it's about expressing her desire for a deeper connection. While physical pleasure may play a role, as women mature, intimacy often becomes more than just a fleeting moment. It transforms into a meaningful act that reflects her emotional investment in you. If she's the one to initiate intimacy, it's an even clearer sign that she feels a strong connection and is serious about the relationship. Her actions are a powerful indicator that she values and trusts you and that she's emotionally committed. At this point, the ball is in your court. You have the choice to either pursue the relationship further or decide if it's not the right path for you. Understanding the significance of her choice can help guide your decision, allowing you to approach the relationship with the maturity and insight it deserves.